Greetings, fellow recording nerds! Well, here we are at number 13 of these, and I'd just like to mention that the channel has cracked 500,000 views for the month. That's just amazing, and I'd like to thank everyone for watching the videos and for all the commentary. I'd also like to personally thank Gear Gods, MetalSucks.net, Metal Injection, BraveWords.com, and UltimateGuitar.com for their support. There's a lot coming up in the near future, and I'm going to try to do a minimum of 3 videos per week. I'll be doing the heavy drum series, demoing gear and software, and the occasional unboxing video, as new gear is just way too much fun to open. Anyway, speaking of new gear, there's a couple of things hitting the market that I want to bring up. First up is the X-Clip. It's a mic clip designed to fit on an SM57 or other instrument dynamic mic that holds a pencil condenser alongside it perfectly in phase. This has all kinds of cool applications like snare drums and guitar cabs. It was invented here locally in Windsor by my good friend Marty Bach, who used to record with me back in the late 90s and early 2000s, and went on to become one of the most popular producers here on our local scene. You can check it out at thexclip.com, and I'm going to see about having a giveaway contest here on the channel to get these out and into the hands of some of you lucky viewers. Stay tuned for that. Next up is something really amazing to do with the mic, including the X-Clip array. It's called the Dynamount, and it's a robotically controlled mic stand. Now, I've been dreaming about building something like this for years, as moving a mic even a couple of millimeters on a guitar cab has a dramatic effect on the tone. This unit will let you control mic units by your smartphone or tablet and save the positions for an A-B comparison. I think it's going to be awesome, and the Kickstarter still has some slots available. So if you're like me and are tired of running back and forth from the control room to the studio floor to move your mic just a few millimeters when you're trying to dial in a guitar sound, check it out and grab a slot. Lastly, my web store is finally online. If you want a Rule Number 2 shirt, you can get them at spectremedia.ca/shop. They're in stock and ready to go, and I ship worldwide. I'll also have a run of big guy shirts available from 3XL to 5XL very soon, as a lot of people just don't stock those. Keep your eyes peeled on the Spectre Media Facebook page for news on the Stop Cupping the Mic Dumbass shirts, as those will be available real soon as well. Okay, on to the questions.
Glenn, who is the band in the background? Never heard them before, but they sounded a bit like some of the bands I groove on, and I'm always looking for new ear candy.
The track in question is Flight of the Winged Hussars by Protocol, an Eastern European folk metal band from Toronto. I've done a few projects with this group, and they are a lot of fun. We get to do a lot of cool ethnic instruments you don't normally see in a metal project. They've got a fantastic female vocalist, and they're the inspiration for more than a few of the one-liners you heard in Things You Never Hear Bands Say in the Studio. That mainly has to do something with them leaving their beer bottles all over the place, half full of course, for me to trip over at the end of the day and spill everywhere. Yeah, thanks a lot, fuckers. Anyway, check out their video, Get Me a Beer, on this channel if you want to hear more from them. I'll put the link up right here.
Hey Glenn, first off, I love your videos and your jokes are a hoot, but there is one thing you keep repeating that I just don't get. Bass players not knowing their parts before getting in the studio. I play bass in a trio, we write our own songs and practice regularly. How can any musician in a band situation not know what to play? I know my parts, hell, I wrote them. Why can't they do the same? I could understand if the guy is new to the band and did not have time to rehearse properly, but if a bass player is part of a band that composes, how can he not know his own songs, especially once he hits the studio? I just don't get it. Someone please explain this.
You know, I've been trying to figure out the answer to that question for 16 years. Why someone comes into the studio unprepared? And it's usually the bass player. It's incredibly frustrating to deal with the same issue over and over and over. I've tried to figure it out. Lack of motivation, poor communication, who the hell knows? Rule number 2, my friend. Rule number 2.
Hey Glenn, thanks so far for all your videos. I'm really enjoying them. Maybe you can help me with a problem. I am just starting recording songs I wrote, nothing near professional or even decent, but it's all I have. When I record something, for example guitars, I am using Guitar Rig 5, I play with my headphones, AKG 272HD, and it sounds good to me. But when I record it and play it with my hi-fi system, it sounds horrible. Also, when building songs with my DAW, it's pretty difficult for me to build a neutral tone, which sounds good to most hi-fi systems. BTW, when listening to MP3 files, it sounds pretty good, so the system is not utterly useless. Do you have any tips regarding this problem? And yes, I know, some studio monitors would be the better approach than using headphones, but my neighbors would disagree when recording and playing in the middle of the night. Greetings from Germany!
Now this is a great question. Getting your mixes to translate into the real world takes a lot of practice and effort. More than likely, it's your headphones working against you, because headphones lie. Some more than others. I've heard that some people can get great results mixing in a pair of, like, say Sony MDR V6s, but it's never worked out so well for myself. Monitors are the way to go. I wouldn't worry about the neighbors very much, as if you want to monitor accurately, you need to keep the volume down anyway. Some acoustic treatment for your room will do a great deal of good as well. I'm going to teach you guys how to build some DIY bass traps in an upcoming video, so keep your eyes open for that one.
I was grinning and laughing right up until the end. Then you dropped the I love the final mix bomb. That gave me a sad. At least I know I'm not alone, and man, you're not either.
Yep, that is a hard truth about the studio game. A client is never going to be completely satisfied with the end product. They'll tell you how much they love the work you did on another project that they heard, but when it comes to their own work, they're far too close to it to be objective.
But I have no idea what kind of interface to get or if I need anything else to help me record. I don't have a ton of money either, but I only want to record drums at home as a hobby and to show my band ideas. I have drum tracks. Any advice would be killer. Love all your videos, keep it heavy.
If you're looking to record at home and not bring in clients, I highly recommend looking around for an 8-channel USB interface with built-in mic pre's. The PreSonus Audio Box 1818 VSL or the Tascam US 1608 should do the trick. You just have to use the onboard DSP for live monitoring. I'm going to be building a low-cost recording rig in an upcoming episode, so keep your eyes open for that, and hopefully it'll be some use to you guys.
What is your opinion on using Beat Detective to sort out phasing issues in a recording and not as a tool to correct a mediocre drum performance?
Oh yeah, Beat Detective. 2 words, when combined, destroy great music as we know it. I would not recommend Beat Detective for phase alignment. There's something else specifically designed for phase that just came out called Auto Align from SoundRadix that's exceptionally cool on drums, and it also works on multi-mic guitar setups. Expect a demo on that very shortly.
Hey Glenn, I'm thinking about getting an Angle Powerball too, but I'm also looking into the Mesa Boogie 5. I was wondering if you had any experience with these amps and what your opinion would be. Also, I was wondering what your opinion of Studio One too, if you have one. Thanks.
I'd recommend looking at the Rev Generator 120. Personally, I think it blows both the Mesa and the Angle completely away. I was seriously considering looking at the Mark V myself and went with the Rev instead. If you haven't checked out my demo, have a look. It's the easiest amp I've ever recorded. Meanwhile, I can't say anything about Studio One. I've never used it. I have been using Reaper for the last few months and have been absolutely loving it. It's just so easy to work with. The live monitoring and routing is outstanding, and the editing system is the best I've ever used. Plus, you just can't beat the price.
Our bass player's actually working on his PhD in mathematics.
Lies, I tell you, lies.
Actually, a bassist and a PhD student. Love you.
Yeah. I say we discuss this particular impossibility over lunch at Milliways, and then I'll watch you prove that black is really white and get yourself killed at the next zebra crossing. That's it for this episode, guys. I will have more episodes this week. In the meantime, remember to hit up my web store for a Rule Number 2 shirt and keep those comments and questions coming. Take care.